Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today, we are going out to Truckee, California. We're going to visit 5050 Brewing Company and have their Totality.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where us three idiots give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. Definitely appreciate you checking out this video. Hope you enjoy it. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I'm Ben. What are we drinking today, idiots?
Idiots. We're going to have 5050 Brewing Company's Totality. So this is the Imperial Stout. I'm ready to drink it. I've been excited to try this one for some time. I know Andy's going to tell us some great details about it, and if he doesn't, I can pitch in some extra details.
And if you pressure.
There you go.
One bit.
There you go.
I seem to have had a problem with my. Oh, there we go.
Well, this, sir, is dark. That smells good.
Whoa. It smells imperial indeed. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Wow.
Good night. If I had to describe the taste of midnight, I think
That's it, huh?
This would be it. Wow. I gotta have another before I start talking.
Yeah.
That is a lot to take in right there.
It's a lot to unpack, huh?
Wow. And Totality Imperial Stout. 9.9%, 75 IBUs. I just want to make sure it is, 9.9%. This is a year-rounder for their company, 5050 Brewing out of Truckee, California. It uses dark chocolate, mocha, espresso beans, and dark dried fruit. And you can definitely get the dark chocolate and the espresso beans out of it. I mean, if you've ever had a chocolate covered espresso bean and chewed it up, this is it. They did it. You don't have to go any farther. This is a chocolate covered espresso bean in liquid form right here. And Jay, you mentioned this off camera, but I will reiterate. Totality is the base beer for their Eclipse series at 5050, and these are barrel-aged Imperial Stouts, barrel-aged Totalities in different types of whiskey barrels. In 2011, it won the Great American Beer Fest bronze. So it is an award-winning beer.
Wow.
So,
and they've been doing the Eclipse series, I believe, since about that same year. So if you track it back, like 2022's versions of the Eclipse, I think they run close to, I would say, a dozen different ones. So you had, like, they would age them in High West and Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace, and the way they designate each one differently is they'll have a wax dipping of them. And so if it's, say, green, for instance, in 2022, that would be a George Dickel barrel aged.
Yeah, they, on their website, they have a chart of the different colors to signify the wax year, the barrel. Yep. So FiftyFifty Brewing, Truckee, California, started in 2007. It's a microbrewery. Never heard of Truckee, California. I'm not familiar with that far west. It's a mountain town. Looked it up. It's southwest of Reno, Nevada, and just northwest of Lake Tahoe. So it's closest to Lake Tahoe. And they specialize in barrel age. They get the colored waxing, so they're award winning. And each year they do a different wax seal release. So that's all I got. If you got any more on them, have you ever been to their?
I have not been
to the
there. No, I was first introduced to them probably in the last year or two via the Eclipse series. I had a buddy or two that had given me a bottle for birthday, Christmas, things like that. I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. It's unique. So this last year, they seem to have a lot larger distribution. And I noticed when I went to one of the largest tap rooms in Huntsville, a place called the Nook. They have I think the Nook has about 100 beers on tap, and they advertise over 450 beers because they have bottles and cans. And I looked in one of behind me, there was one of their standing fridges, and it had Eclipse bottles that I think went back to probably 2013. I have no idea how much they had cost, because I mean the standard ones from 2022, those typically run $20 to $25 a bottle around here. So they're not cheap. They're bigger bottles, but yeah, it's kind of one of those unique specialty type things. And I had followed that Totality was the base for that, and when I saw it in a couple of the local bottle shops, I thought, well, I need to grab that. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't anywhere near the price of the other bottles. They had another.
What do the Eclipse ABVs? I mean, this starts at a 9.9. What do they? What does it get up to in those barrel agings?
I think most of those are on the order of like 15 or 16 would be my guess. They're pretty heavy ABVs. I do know that. I don't know if they get as high as 18. They could. I've seen some. Just depends on the barrel and which one they've aged, I guess. They also have another one that I've really been tempted to buy. It's still in a couple of the bottle shops. It's the 50/50 porter, and it's called the Donner Party, and it has some really cool can art. But
all right, so I don't think any of us have had this, right, Jay? You mentioned that you had not yet had this one, being that it was the base of the Eclipse series, right?
I don't believe I've had this. I did try I had the Eclipse George Dickel because it was on draft at one of the I guess it was at the Nook, where I was. They had it on draft, so I tried that one, and I think it was. I might be standing corrected. I think it was like probably 10 or 11%, not extreme. So I don't guess they're aging them very long, Andy. Maybe 6 to 9 months, because they got to do some bottling and all that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Like our Eat Effects from Ghost Train that we've mentioned multiple times. If you kept up here, where we got to try their oatmeal stout from Ghost Train in different bourbon barrels, and how that was different flavored. I think it'd be cool to try, if you got a few of the older series, got the same one, but older, just to see how it aged over time. But that sounds like that might be an expensive expensive tasting there, but sure would be fun. So well, good deal. Andy, what do you think? You want to go first here?
Yeah, why not? That's a really good beer. I am very much impressed. It's pouring all the rest of it back into the glass there. It's rich. Not the most rich stout we've had, thank goodness, because some of them have gotten up there. Definitely can't do more than one of these. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do more than a pint. It's got a heavy taste to it. You get all those flavors. It's like a rich chocolate, a rich espresso. I'm really torn. I mean, it's a fantastic beer. I think because it's so heavy, I have to give it, an 8.5. I would have gone almost a 9, but the heaviness of it, it just, I can feel it weighing down on me, on like my belly. But it's really good. An 8.5, solid beer.
Yeah, I'll jump in there and go next. Thanks, Jay, for grabbing this one for us. I agree with everything you said. It's definitely it's a really, really good beer. I can see why it's a medal winner for sure. From a stout, it's you're right. It's espresso, bean, chocolate. It's all that in one, and it balances it out really well. I think it's not too heavy one way or the other, from a flavor standpoint. It's definitely a heavy beer. It's definitely that full 9+%. So that is all there. But man, this thing is fantastic. It is really, really good. It is a 9 for me. I don't mind the heaviness, with the stout. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think this one it's fantastic. If you see this out in the wild, you've got to grab it and try it, especially if you like stouts. It is great. 9 for me.
Slaps, huh?
Yeah.
It slaps.
It slaps.
Yeah, your kids aren't telling you that?
Not mine, no. Mine, no.
Yeah, I've been excited to try this beer for some time. I'm not. While I enjoy stouts, I think you always got a caveat, kind of like Ben does. He's not the IPA guy. I don't like coffee. I never really have. I enjoy it in various different things. To me, this is not overpowering from that angle. I think you put it well, Ben. It's a great balance between all of the ingredients, from the dried fruit to the chocolate to the espresso. So it's not too much espresso that it just makes me want to run away. That said, at 9, what do we say, 9.9 ABV,
Yeah.
to me, it's not boozy. It's you guys say it's heavy, but I also think the beer feels thin. It's not thick like some that we've had that have been real, like coats the glass and everything else. This one's not necessarily doing that to me, quite like some that we've had. So I can understand the heavy aspect from you guys, and I agree. I mean, I got to go with an 8 for this. It's a great beer. The only reason I knock it down a little bit is because I'm not a coffee fan. But stouts aren't mine.
His little banner at the bottom of his screen that says "Not the coffee guy."
Right.
You failed to do yours, not the IPA guy, on the last one, Ben. I'm just disappointed in your editing and your enhancing.
It's right here. You can't see it. It's right there.
And just put it on me. Disappointed in Ben.
I might come up with my own little tagline, since I'm the one creating and editing this.
Jerk store.
Exactly. It fits much better. All right, cue the fireworks. That is going to give us an 8.5 for Totality Imperial Stout from 50/50 Brewing. This one has made our wall of fame. Anything 8.5 or higher collectively will be put on our wall of fame. So Andy, you need to make sure your ink cartridges are all full so you can print out the plaque and shoot it out to 50/50. You know, those there's a lot of graphics on those things, so definitely uses a lot of ink.
Oh, graphics.
Yeah.
What do you know about graphics,
Yeah.
Ben?
You know, right here, graphics. So
graphics.
So 50/50, we know you're watching. Andy will be shipping out your printed plaque here shortly. Be sure to display that in a prominent position in your brewery. We would definitely appreciate that. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell. Pick up one of these again. If you see it in the wild, pick it up. It is really, really good.
Or their Eclipse. I mean, I'd love to hear more about those.
The Eclipse series as well. Grab some of those. Definitely had a good time reviewing this one today. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell. Check us out on social media. Links are below in the description. And come say hey on our Discord server, where we talk about beer and other stuff, you know, sometimes, but mostly beer. We'd love to see you there. Link is below as well. For Jay and Andy in the attic, I'm Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.